everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. This is a stock market journey where I document my journey to becoming a consistent day trader. Today we're doing a recap of the past week's trades with gold and NQ. For the first trade of the week, I saw that gold had a very bullish trend, and after I saw a break of structure and a retest, I entered my trade. The issue that I still have with gold is determining the lot size when I take trades. I've gathered that I have to be a lot more conservative with the number of lots I use with gold as opposed to NQ, but it still is difficult for me to determine the number of lots of gold to use that would be equivalent to when I trade NQ. If anyone has any tips on this, please leave a comment below. After I saw gold break seller's resistance, I went ahead and moved my stop loss to break even. Although this was a win, due to my lack of knowledge on lot sizes for gold, this number is a lot lower than my usual wins, and this does have the potential to screw up my risk to reward ratio across all trades involving both NQ and gold. This is definitely something I'm still working on, and any advice on this would be greatly appreciated. This trade with NQ is a prime example of a good loss. I followed all of my rules and I was honestly very confident that it would hit my take profit pretty quickly, but unfortunately it did not. Something I have noticed is that sometimes when there's a bigger arch for the retest, it could reverse. So it's definitely something I will be keeping my eye on. Even though this was a quote-unquote controlled loss, it still doesn't feel good, especially after having a winning streak. But that's part of trading. Your rules help you minimize losses, but unfortunately they don't get rid of them entirely. Oh boy, this trade here was taken solely because of FOMO. I haven't taken a trade without implementing any rules like this in a while, honestly, and I thought I could just catch the momentum. The second I entered, it started going bullish, and this trade was so fast that it was only 4 minutes. I was very mad at myself for entering this trade, and it was because it was completely avoidable. There's no reason to be taking trades just to take trades. There are rules for a reason. It is much, much better to have a no trade day than a losing day solely because you were clicking buttons and hoping. I got into the trade at the end of the momentum, and I suffered the consequences of breaking my rules. For my last trade of the week, I definitely implemented all of my rules, and I was also very picky. There were a few setups earlier this day that I didn't take because I just wasn't confident in them. I was able to get a sell, and I honestly love sells. I feel like they're a lot faster, and when all of my rules are followed, they generally play out really well. I decided to move my stop loss to break even before any kind of buyer's resistance just because my main goal was to minimize loss. I had 2 losses, and one of them was because I broke all of my rules. Fortunately, this trade played out nice and I was able to get a win. This wasn't my best week, but I am reassured in knowing that it was basically a break-even week. A lot of lessons were learned this week about how important it is to follow your rules. They're there for a reason, and although there was a hiccup, I will come back the following week with trades where all of my rules were implemented. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below if you have also FOMOed into a trade and how you came back better.